Welcome to This Week There's a Book in My Nook. This is going to be my last vlog. This Karen starts crying. My last vlog for There's a Book in My Nook. My family has moved and we're relocating, so I will no longer be working here at the library. Karen, quit crying. And this is my last blog. Karen, I'm hoping, continues to do the blog. It might be on hiatus for a while until they figure out who's going to take my place to do the blog entries. But I'm still going to be reading YA books. Don't worry about that. I love YA and I will continue reading them. So the book I'm going to talk about this week is Fat Boy versus the Cheerleaders. And this is by Jeff Herbach. And we have it in the young adult department. And this is about Gabe. And Gabe's overweight and his nickname is Chunk. He kind of doesn't really let it bother him too much. He's kind of the class clown, and when people make fun of his weight, he goes along with it and makes fun of himself too. Well, Gabe has an addiction to soda, and every day he has several sodas out of the soda machine. Well, he's always kind of justified this because the money in the soda machine goes to the band, and he's in band. Well, he finds out that they have changed who the money goes to, and the money is now going to fund the cheerleaders. And they didn't tell anybody this, so all the band geeks have been buying soda and putting money in. It's not going back to them, it's going to fund the cheerleaders. Not only that, now they're canceling band camp. So he decides he's tired of being the underdog, he's tired of people making fun of him about his weight and about all these things, and he's going to start a rebellion. So his grandfather used to be this like Mr. Universe. He was this big weightlifter and all this, and he lives with Gabe and his dad. Gabe's mom left them several years ago. So he gets his grandfather to help him start working out and getting into better shape and feeling better about himself. And he starts this rebellion to get the money back into the vending machines. So it's about how him and basically the band geeks go against the jocks in a crusade to fund the band and get back the money. It's really good. It's very cute. It's a coming of age. It's about taking who you are and being the best at what you can do and not worrying about what other people think about you and standing up for yourself. I really enjoyed it.
Who wrote it? You didn't say.
Yeah, I did. I said it's Jeff Herbach.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I would recommend it. It was really fun, and I think we've all been through at one point somebody making fun of us for something, or we had friends or kids, somebody that someone's making fun of, and this is about how you stand up for yourself and change that. Don't put yourself down to make other people also join in. You know, it's really good. It's a good coming of age. And if you like that kind of growing up, he wrote a series that a lot of my kids have loved. I don't know if you've seen this series. I Was Stupid, I Know.
Oh,
This is the final book. The first one is Stupid Fast.
I think you can tell they've been read a lot.
And they've been read a lot. They are very loved. And he wrote this, and this is the Felton Rhinestone trilogy. And the first one is Stupid Fast. And the kid's name is Felton Rhinestone. He was this little squirrely kid. And they called him, let me look, it's Squirrel Nut is what they called him, made fun of him. Over the summer, like happens to a lot of teen boys, he goes through puberty, he develops, and he becomes extremely fast. Well, now they want him on the football team. So he decides, you know what, I'm going to try it. So it's about how he goes out for the football team, and is that going to make him popular? Is that going to solve him problems? Is that going to get him the girl he wants? Or is eventually it all going to come back to who he really is? And the second one in that series is Nothing Special, also about the same kid, Felton. And then the last one is I Was Stupid. So I know a lot of the boys up there have really loved this series. And considering that I loved this one, written by the same author, I'm sure I have not read this series, but I'm sure it's a good one. So there's 3 books. Stupid Fast, Nothing Special, and I Was Stupid. So give them a read. And now it's off to Karen.
So did he quit drinking soda?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh. Okay.
Because that's part of kind of his how he evolves and what happens in the end. And
well, I've tried giving up soda.
I'm not giving up soda, I'll be honest with you.
I've cut it down. I've gone to try to do one a day.
Yeah, I don't drink I only drink one caffeinated soda, probably not even every day. I drink a lot of like Sierra Mist or Squirt that have no caffeine.
I see.
And I only drink one caffeinated soda every couple days. And I have been drinking a lot of lemonade recently.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. That's
So,
what I do
the
when I've had my
natural-
one can
Mhm.
of soda because I have tried cutting back and I can't deal with the headaches. I can't.
Yeah.
I've tried, and I've gone a day. And some people say, "Oh, if you can just get through the first day, it's easier." No, it doesn't happen. And Advil doesn't help.
You're really addicted.
I am addicted. I truly am. But it's better than I used to be because back in the day, I was probably drinking a 6-pack a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have gotten better. But the funny part is when I drank the 6-pack a day, I was skinnier than I am now that I'm doing one. Figure that one out.
Who knows?
Who knows? Anyway, I did not do a children's book per se. I've done 2 juvenile this time. And the first one that I read, well, I've read a few, but this is one of the most memorable ones I've read. And this is called All the Answers. And it's by Kate Messner. And it has to do with Ava. And Ava is a girl that worries about everything. And I mean everything. And the day she gets up and she's getting ready for school and she realizes, oh my gosh, I've got a math quiz today. And the teacher is very adamant that they bring their own number 2 pencils to school. Well, she's pretty sure she's got them, but of course she worries about everything. So she goes downstairs in the kitchen and she goes through their junk drawer to get another pencil just in case one breaks or she doesn't have as many as she thinks she does. And she finds this blue pencil that her mom had brought back from a conference. And so she goes ahead and puts it in her book bag. Okay, now she has studied for this test, but of course she gets into the classroom, teacher hands out the test, and she freezes up. She's like, oh my gosh, I don't remember the answers. I've studied now, I can't remember everything. So, and she had grabbed the blue pencil that she had gotten from home. And so she thought, you know what, maybe if I write the answers down on a piece of paper, that will jog my memory into thinking of the answers. If I put the problem, if I put the problem on paper and then go from there. And all of a sudden, she writes out the problem and she hears the answer. And and it's clear as if somebody was standing right next to her saying it into her ear. And she's thinking, she looks around the classroom and she's thinking, okay, who gave me the answer? Did somebody see my piece of paper and give me the answer? She looks over at her best friend. Her best friend's sitting all the way across the room. So it couldn't have been her best friend. And so she's looking at the guy or the kids that are sitting like around her and she's thinking, no. But then she quickly puts her head back down because she didn't want the teacher to see her looking around thinking that she was copying off somebody else's paper. So she's thinking, well, maybe this jogged my memory and it's coming back to me. So she goes on to the next problem without writing it down and she's like, no, I can't do it. Well, she goes to write the answer again, or she writes out the problem and it happens again. And she's thinking, there's got to be a ghost in here because she says that it's too loud for this to be in my head. And so anyway, she figures out, she finishes out the quiz and everything and she gets home and she gets up into her room and she's just kind of figuring out what went on today. So she gets that pencil out again. She gets out a piece of paper and she just starts writing random questions. And she keeps hearing the answer to these questions. You'll have to read the story to find out where
the
answer is coming from. But also she finds out that some questions are better left unanswered. Yes. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The thing is, if you had that, what would you use it? And
I'm an Ava. I worry about everything. You know that. I obsess over everything. Drives my family crazy. So I don't sleep because I'm constantly thinking about everything. So yeah.
Right. And yeah, she gets some answers to some questions that they were good to know, but the way she worried over it, it became an obsession and then it caused more problems if she wouldn't have known the answer. So, yeah, it was quite... Oh, and the other book I read was Tomb Quest. I guess that's how you say it. Tomb Quest, which is by Michael Northrop. And this is a new series that he's come out with, and this is book 1 in the series. And it's like a cross between, like they said, like 39 Clues and Spirit Animals. Okay. And it has to do with this boy. His name is Alex. And he's a very, very, very sickly boy. He's very sickly. And it's just a matter of time before he's going to die. And they don't know why he's sick. They just can't figure it out. He just has he has a hard time breathing. And it's a, what do they call it? A medical mystery. as to what's causing the problem. So his mom works at a museum, and she's kind of head of the Egyptian part of the museum because I think his mom's part Egyptian and his dad was full Egyptian. Anyway, they're getting this brand new exhibit that they're opening up, and his mom was able to find these scrolls called the Lost Spells. And they also have on the exhibit, they have some mummies there along with, I think, some other called the Book of the Dead, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, Alex ends up in the hospital, and he pretty well dies. And he's dead for about 2 minutes. Well, his mom knows the secret to these lost spells and brings Alex back to life. However, Alex is not the only person that's brought back to life. So you'll have to read the book because
cool.
after Alex's mom brings him back to life, Alex's mom disappears. So now Alex is on the quest to find where his mom is.
That sounds really good.
It is. It's kind of, and they also, it's a game that you can play on the computer, and they give you a code.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
that you can be Alex and go through all the tombs, and fight some of the mummies and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard. It jumps around. So
when he comes back, is he still sickly?
No,
he's not.
And he doesn't quite figure out. He knows something happened, but yeah, he doesn't have problems breathing. He's not feeling the prickly pin pricks that he used to feel all the time, and yeah.
Okay, the next book that I read is Play Me Backwards by Adam Selzer, and this is also in the young adult department. This is a kind of a crazy book, I will tell you this. Okay, basically, Leon is the main character, and I think this is Leon here. And Leon's
How do you know? Did they give you a picture in there?
Well, no, by the expression on his friend's face, I'm pretty sure this is Leon.
Okay.
And Leon is kind of like, he flies under the radar. He's a slacker. Actually, when he was in junior high, he was in the gifted program, and he's just kind of, I'll be all right. I don't really care. He just kind of coasts. He's just a coaster. Well, he works at this ice cream shop, and it's not the popular ice cream shop. It's kind of just like, this third-rate ice cream store. He works there with his best friend, and his best friend is Stan. And Stan swears that he is Satan.
Oh, jeez.
He swears, and, Leon, it's a joke. Sure, you're Satan, whatever. Well, Stan tells him, I have the secret to you becoming popular, getting the girl you want, all this. So he tells him these really weird things to do. One is to read or listen to Moby Dick on the audiobook. The other is to find this elusive white grape slushy by going to all these different slushy places. And he starts doing these. Next thing he knows, he's dating one of the most popular girls in school. Everybody wants to hang out with him, and he's starting to think, maybe Stan is a little bit of Satan. I don't know. I've never seen his parents. I've known him all along. He does some weird things. And it's really funny. It reminds me a lot of a John Green style. It, once again is another coming of age, growing up. What you think you want, is that really what you want? When you get it, is it going to be as great as you thought? And how is it going to change your life, kind of thing? It's about his friends and about all these different people and what people think of them. It's really good. And we met Adam Selzer. He was at the Andersons when we went there.
What else did he write?
I think he was the one that sang.
Yeah, was he the one that had the guitar?
No, he didn't have the guitar, no.
He wasn't the one sitting at the table that had the guitar case?
No, it was the other guy. I don't know if there's a picture. There usually is not, but we'll see.
Did he have glasses?
Yeah, do you remember him? But he wore glasses,
That's
though.
the one that had the guitar thing.
Did he have the guitar with him? I
Yes.
thought the other guy
Because
did.
I thought, when he was sitting at the table, I thought, because that was the same table that my books were taken from. And he had the guitar case, and I thought, I bet you that guy with the
it was
guitar
actually
case.
the author. That's
Yeah,
right.
and I thought, what? I mean,
Okay.
nothing against you, Adam.
Yeah, because
I thought,
we're going to link this
you
to
know,
Adam,
yeah,
and he's going to watch this.
And I kind of thought, wow, that's a very, for a person to come, like people like me and you, a librarian. I thought this librarian brought the guitar, and they just kind of looked out of place. And I thought, wow, this is a very intuitive librarian.
No, he was an author.
And here he was the author.
That's all right. She made even a worse faux pas at the first one. We won't even go to
Go
that.
there, yes.
She thought one author was a different author and talked to them the whole time about their book, and it wasn't their book.
And then they talked to another author about me.
Yes, so Karen is always fun to go to conventions with.
You don't want to take me.
But yeah, this is a good book. And if you like this book, like I said, it does remind me of John Green's Paper Towns. Like this one as well. It's being made into a movie.
My daughter's favorite book.
It's going to be released this summer.
No, Looking for Alaska is her favorite.
Yeah, Looking for Alaska. I liked Paper Towns actually better than Looking for Alaska. That's just me. And Paper Towns is about, I'm trying to think of the main guy's name because it's been a while since I've read this.
Was it about a guy? I thought it was about a girl.
No, Paper Towns is about a guy.
Oh, Looking for Alaska is about the girl.
No, it's about a guy too. But there's a girl. There's girls in both of them. This is about Quentin. And Quentin used to be best friend with Margot. And Margot is his next door neighbor.
Okay.
She becomes popular, and over the years they drift apart. One night, Margot shows up at his bedroom window and says, "Hey, come with me and let's do all these things. I've got to get even with all these people." He spends the night with her, tricking all these people and getting even with all these people, and then Margot disappears. Police, her family, nobody knows where she is. But she has left clues for Quentin on how to find where she is. And it's almost like she's testing him. I really liked it. Like I said, it's coming out to be a movie. John Green is one of his favorite authors for young adults, so definitely give it a read. And then another one that I have not read, but I thought sounded good, was Guy in Real Life. And this is by Steve Brezanoff, also a young adult. And it says it's back in Labor Day weekend in Minnesota, and this guy and girl who are totally opposite collide on a street. He's all dark and listens to heavy metal, and she embroiders her skirts, very sweet, kind of listens to, she plays Dungeon Masters, kind of geeky, that sort of thing. And normally when people like that crash into each other, they don't speak. It's over, the end. Well, it doesn't for them. This is about how one random encounter changes their entire lives and how they find their way back to each other. So it's a romance, but it's also about being who you are and opposites attract and growing up. So those are my picks this week.
That's it. There's a song about that where you don't know what's going to spark. It can be a touch. It can be a word.
Right.
It can be something that will cause that spark of a relationship. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think that's the new, what's his name? Ed Sheeran song.
Is that, because, yeah.
That's the new Ed Sheeran song.
Maybe it is that new one that he's got out.
Not Don't, but the other one.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it's called, but I think that's the words of the new Ed Sheeran song.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, where he's with the dancer.
Yes.
And they're on the stage.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. That's true.
Okay.
The one movie I watched quite a few movies, but I watched Gone Girl. No.
Yeah, we watched it.
Didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Oh, I thought it was horrible.
I didn't think it was horrible. My husband was totally freaked out. He thought she was the craziest.
It was horrible. I thought the ending was horrible.
Ending was bizarre.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was bizarre, horrible. But the book is bizarre. So.
Yeah. I'm thinking the book's got to be better. Because I don't know. It seems to me they left so much out of the movie. It just kind of
always is.
Moved all over the place, and to me, as I told my mom, because my mom was asking about it, I said it's a psychological thriller, but it was too psychological for me.
It's very psychological. Yes, it is.
It was too out there.
It is out there. She is a wackadoodle.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. But the movie I did was John Wick. It's definitely for guys. I did like it. It's okay. I haven't seen Keanu
I've heard a good
Reeves.
thing about this.
Huh?
My mom and dad watched this and actually liked it.
I liked it. It got 7.2 out of 10. It stars Keanu Reeves.
Who I love.
Yes, and it's considered an action thriller. And Keanu Reeves, his name is John. He's John Wick. And he's a retired hitman / assassin. And he used to work for the Russian mafia. And he went into retirement when he got married because his wife did not like his style of living, did not like his profession. And so she talked him into retiring. And he wanted to retire for her because he was in love and he wanted to have a normal life.
Right.
And all of a sudden, his wife has this mysterious disease and she ends up dying. But before she died right before their anniversary, and she had pre-bought a beagle dog.
A puppy.
To give him, yes. And had it sent right before her demise that would help him kind of cope with her loss, and he would have this puppy. And at first he did not want this puppy at all, but he warms up to the puppy. Well, John Wick also drives around in what's called a vintage 69 Mustang Mach 1. And it's a very, very, very nice car. And he's at the gas station putting gas into it. And these three thugs who happen to be part of a Russian gang come up to him and they want to buy his car. And he says, my car's not for sale. And the Russian guy says something to him in Russian, and John Wick says something smart back to him in Russian. And the next thing you know, these gang members are following John home because they're going to get this car one way or another. Well, they come back at nighttime, and they beat him up to a pulp, and they kill his dog. And that's it. John Wick
flips the switch. That's what I've heard.
Flips the switch. Yep. He says, I'm done. I'm coming out of retirement. And the next scene is he took all his weapons that he used when he was an assassin and buried them under cement so that he would never have access to them. Next thing you know, he's got that old sledgehammer up and he's busting out that cement and he's bringing up his arsenal. Well, come to find out that the guy who took his car is the son of his previous boss when he worked for the Russian mafia. And you'll have to watch the movie to see how John Wick seeks his revenge. It's pretty. Let me just say, it's all shooting up. That's
I kind of figured that, but
basically what it all is. I mean, there is a subtle plot line to it, very subtle. But yeah, when they did that to his dog, yeah,
that did it.
I was with him. I was like, get that sledgehammer out.
Yep,
get go to town.
Yeah,
yep.
I would be too. Yep.
No, I don't promote killing. No,
just don't mess with our dogs. Or cats.
Or cats.
Or kids.
The kids, no.
Karen.
Just joking. Okay, what's going on this week in music? Number one radio song is Uptown Funk. Love.
Yes, we know you love you some Bruno Mars.
Oh, I love Bruno Mars. I do.
She wants to squash him.
Yes, he's so little.
Yes. Yeah, we love that song. And what's so funny is that whenever it comes on the radio, me and Bree are just,
yes.
And my husband doesn't like it. How can you not like it?
The first time I heard it was that Kathy Gifford and Huda, and that Huda absolutely loved it, and she played it, and Kathy Gifford sitting there like rolling her eyes like, oh my gosh, this is the most horrible song. And I thought, where is that song? So of course, what do I do? Immediately go to YouTube, and yes. And then I missed the episode where he performed it live on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
But yeah, so that's the number one.
Glee even did a redo of it on one of their last episodes, and it was really good.
And now they're showing where all these schools are now videotaping.
Yes, I've seen some of those.
Yes, doing this song and everything. Yeah, so I guess it's something that's gone.
An internet sensation.
Yes, viral, as they put it, yes. Number one in country is Take Your Time by Sam Hunt.
Don't know that one.
It's okay. It has to do, the video shows domestic abuse. And what he's saying in it is he's saying, I just want to take your time in that I just want to talk to you. I don't want to form a relationship with you. I don't want, all this stuff that pick up lines and all this. I just want to take some time with you to get to know you.
Right.
And stuff like that. The video is kind of, I don't know what the domestic abuse has to do with it, but with the song, but I don't know. But it's an okay song. I've heard it on the radio, and, it's okay.
I haven't heard it.
The number two song is Homegrown by Zac Brown Band.
I love Zac Brown.
But that's the number two song. The number two song of the radio is that one by Ed Sheeran that we can't remember the name to. I have it written down on another piece of paper out there, but I can't remember the name of it. Okay, number one in pop is Style, Taylor Swift's new song.
Love the song. Video could have been better.
Yeah. I guess what it has to do is the story behind it is she's wanting to tell you that relationships never go out of style. Even though you move on with somebody else, relationships
Well,
are still
I think
the
she's
same.
also saying that for some people, that there's somebody they're always drawn back to.
Well, yes. And that's what she said. There, even though people have moved on, right, that you still harbor some of those feelings that you had.
Love the song, like I said, video. I usually love her videos. This video was just a little boring.
I wasn't too thrilled by the song.
I like the song, but the video, could have done
But
without.
it's on the same album as
Shake It Off and Blank Space.
Blank Space.
Great album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy it? Did you end up buying it?
Brie has, yeah. Good album, yeah. Or downloaded the album.
Uptown Funk, supposedly, he hasn't come. Actually, the guy, Mark Ronson, is still in the process of making an album. But they do have some kind of an album called Uptown Funk. It's like 38 minutes long, because I guess that's how long the whole song goes, I guess. I don't know. And then the name of this album is
Montevallo?
Vallo?
Montevallo, yeah.
Something like that. And, of course, the number one hip-hop is 4 5 Seconds. And supposedly the story behind that has to do with your popular 4 or 5 seconds when it comes to the media.
Right.
Tweet, Facebook, all that stuff. 4 or 5 seconds is your popularity, and then people move on to the next thing.
Right.
Once again, she's still in the process of putting it on an album. She hasn't released her album yet.
So it's going to be on Rihanna's album.
I think the way they sound, it's going to be on hers and Kanye West's album.
Okay.
Because I guess he's got a whole album of a bunch of debuts he's done with people or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I watched the video. I can't believe, I don't know if you can see it, but to me, Rihanna looks totally different.
Not really.
At first, I didn't think it was her.
Yeah.
I thought,
I haven't seen the
is
video.
that?
I know Brie has the song downloaded.
But when you look at all her other album covers and pictures, she's kind of got the slanted, like, cat eyes. And these are, like, huge.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe she's growing up.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
yeah, I know Brie was listening to it on the way here today.
I would never have thought in a million years that was her.
Yeah.
When I saw it.
It's an unusual collaboration.
Yes. And of course, number 2 on pop was Uptown Funk, and I forget what it was on hip hop.
Okay, so that's the end of this episode of There's a Book in My Nook, and my last one, so we'll have to leave before Karen starts crying. But I will be coming by maybe, and like Karen said, maybe I'll do a couple guest blog posts or something every so often, because I'm still going to be reviewing books and so forth. So until Karen takes it up with someone else, this is the last one of There's a Book in My Nook for a while.